Rampley & Co have got 4 new summer jackets in. I'm styling each of them 2 different ways to give you 8 summer looks. And for regular viewers, we now have added trousers. So starting off, a really classic yet contemporary look. This is a beautiful new jacket. It's a wool silk linen in like a stony grey colour. I think what really sets it apart and gives it that little bit more versatility, particularly if you're going towards weddings, is this gorgeous peak of the pearl. Very, very elegant, quite a statement. I've gone for quite a tonal look here. Introduced my absolute ubiquitous favourite chambray cutaway collared shirt, a lovely matte textured silk tie, and then with a different texture of the slightly shinier silk in the pocket square, but came to a very limited colour palette. I think that is very fresh, very elegant, very wedding. You'd be the best dressed wedding guest in this. And for trousers, from our friends at Richard Gelding, who have lent us some beautiful new season's trousers, also a wool silk linen blend, this time from Laura Piana. Similar shade to the jacket in this sort of stony beige colour, but I like it. I think how it works, it doesn't look like a mismatched suit to my eye, is that this is quite a dry texture and you've got a very subtle sheen to the trousers and they'll drape very differently. So I do love how you've got a very limited colour palette with loads of great textures. You've got polished silk, you've got the chambray, you've got this lovely dry hand of the wool silk linen. And then to finish that off, I would do a very, very simple sand colour slipper, maybe like a very dressed up moccasin, that type of thing. But perfect for a summer wedding. You will definitely be your best dressed guest. As a menswear stylist, I just love being presented with a bolder jacket. It gives you so many opportunities to have a bit of fun. So with this beautiful new jacket from Rampley & Co, which is a wool silk linen blend check, I've kind of lent into the whole sort of like Robert De Niro in Casino, the Sam Rothstein character, that kind of 70s casino mob boss vibe. The pink shirt, the tone-on-toe tie, I think it's quite cool, a bit of fun. I love this jacket, I love the detailing on it, I love the ticket pocket, I love the slant pockets, but I just thought it's got a bit of a swagger about it. So yeah, this would be great just for a night out, you know, just a bit of fun. Perhaps you've been invited to the evening reception of a wedding, you want to make a bit of a statement, why don't I get a full day invitation, want everyone to notice you, look who I've turned up. Great jacket to wear. Really good fun. Then for the bottom half, keeping it very tonal and very matching, what I've done here, and this is a good key for when you have a bold check jacket, different colours in it, it can be a bit overwhelming. A lot of my customers will, at first, before they've been trained by me, will tend to go, well, there's a blue in it, I'll go for blue everywhere, or it's red in it, I'll go for red. Try and look at different colours and use different elements. So in the top half, I've picked out the pink colours to complement the reds and the pinks. Bottom half, I'm picking out the blues. It gives you a much nicer harmony to it, but you're still letting the jacket be the hero. Of course, being a Rampley & Co video, there's a fantastic, quite flamboyant pocket square, because that's what we do, and it's a cool look. Now the shoes here, probably if you've got something a little bit flashy in the wardrobe, now's the time to break them open. Maybe if you've got some snaffle loafers, that'd be quite cool. If you're brave enough, maybe some two-tones, but a safe bet would be any sort of dark suede or velvet shoe, maybe even an Albert slipper, who knows. So anyway, a great look, bit of a statement, I hope you enjoy it. So this is a lovely mid-brown wool silk and linen jacket, and a little bit less non-styling here as well. You'll notice the tie I've chosen to complement it has no brown in it whatsoever. Your first instance is often to be, I've got a brown jacket, I'll pick a red or a blue tie with a bit of brown in it, which is always nice. But I just love the combination of the textures and the colours, and I think it works really well together, and it's quite a sophisticated way of dressing. I've brought a little bit of texture and a tiny bit of pattern in with the shirt, which I think works really well, and I love the cutaway collar. The overall look here is quite Italian. I've given that a slightly chunkier knot for that sort of early 90s Italian look. And then the pocket square has some brown in it and a little bit of cream, and you'll notice a little bit of green here as well. Remember the green. The trousers are quite tonal. They're a slightly darker shade of brown, also in a wool silk linen from our friends at Richard Gelding. But again, because it's a different texture to the jacket, it will reflect the light different, and it won't look like a mismatched suit. But when you ever have a jacket and a trouser in a similar tone, it does have a formality and an elegance to it. So I very much enjoy this, the fact that you've got quite a tonal trouser And if you think about it, if you start having brown in the tie and a brown in the hanky and a little bit of brown in the shirt, you're looking very beige, very brown. And so it's good to sort of hold back on the dominant colours sometimes. Which leads you then to shoes. You know, anyone who watches this channel knows I'm a champion of the brown suede loafer. And I just felt looking at this outfit, the brown jacket, the brown trousers and the brown shoes, awful lot of brown. So I've picked this other shoe here. We've got shoes as well today, so massive treat for you guys. I've got this green Belgian loafer in a suede, which I think is a lovely compliment to the brown. And if you're really noticing detail, it just picks up on the green handkerchief here. So it's quite a playful nod. Although we're not into matching our ties and hankies, you don't mind matching our hankies to our shoes. So a little bit of fun, quite a conservative look with a few playful touches. And here we have this beautiful light blue jacket in a wool linen blend with a more of a conventional notch lapel and a lovely detail, side patch pockets. This would be lovely for maybe a summer corporate event. I could see this outfit perhaps being worn to polo, for example. The shirt I've chosen to go with it is a butcher stripe in a sky blue. A lot of men see these as business shirts, but I think they look great in this context too. And then a darker tie. I do like a dark tie against pale jackets. It's quite, I think, probably from my trips to Italy and see how sort of the better dressed Italian men put looks together, and the dark navy is a bit of a thing. To tie it together, a very simple white pocket square with the navy edges just to bring in a tie. So I think you've got a lot of texture there. It's quite a limited colour palette, but you've got a lot of texture and a little bit of pattern. And then with the trousers, another gorgeous pair in wool silk linen Laura Piana from Richard Gelding, just echoing the colour of the tie. So I love the look of the darker trouser and the lighter jacket. We often see dark navy blazers worn with lighter coloured trousers. It's a bit like I'm wearing today, but it's fun to sort of mix it up a bit. For the shoes, if I was going to really lean into the colour theme, I would suggest maybe a dark navy suede Belgian loafer. That's a very specific one for you. If you don't happen to have those and you're looking to put this look together, the ubiquitous sort of tobacco suede penny would also look good too. But I'm liking this really good limited colour palette, lots of texture, a little bit of pattern. So trigger warning, you've got a couple of things here for our more conservative customers that might find a little bit challenging, so bear that in mind. This is a holiday look. I always encourage my customers to take a tailored jacket when they go on vacation, because you go to a nice restaurant, you just feel good putting a good jacket on. The white t-shirt pairs effortlessly with the jacket. Simple drawstring waist trousers in a dark blue, so comfortable. Small little pocket square because it was left there from the last time you wore it. Not overly fussy about it. I just think you look like you've made an effort. If you go to a nice restaurant on holiday, you're going to feel good walking in there. You'll probably get a better table. Now, to finish this look off, to keep the holiday theme and to keep you triggered, we have a sneaker. Now, I know when we talk about sneakers and tailoring, I get lots of comments saying it's the end of Western civilization, what are you doing? These are the kinds of trainers I'm talking about. A very refined suede sneaker. This is by Arthur Sleep. I'm not talking about your running shoes. It's a dressed up sneaker to go off with dressed up casual look. So here's the second look for the wool silk linen bold check jacket, and I've put it with a very plain, very elegant polo shirt. And if the first look was Robert De Niro in Casino, this has got a bit of a Goodfellas about it. I didn't intend it to be a movie styling session, but there's something about this that reminds me of De Niro. But it's still quite cool. I'm enjoying it. A very toned down pocket square, keeping it very simple, very clean, very modern. Yeah, I'm enjoying this. This is old school, smart casual, making the jacket the hero and everything else very simple and understated. Sticking with the plain blue trousers. I'll probably go for like a black loafer with this, maybe like a snaffle loafer from a very famous Italian brand, keeping that sort of that look. And no, I'm enjoying it. So a way of dressing down your plain summer sports jacket on cooler days is to layer it with knitwear. Now this is a very fine gauge merino, but you could also wear maybe a fine cotton silk blend, maybe in a fine cashmere. But lovely against the skin, doesn't need to be a layering piece, doesn't have to have a shirt underneath it, just your jacket and a knitwear, you're good to go. If you're like me and you prefer something to dress your neck because you're getting a little bit older and it's a bit more flattering here, a simple tonal neckerchief or bandana, that's what you call it, just finishes off the look nicely. And If you're a regular subscriber to the channel, you'll know whenever I wear a bandana, I don't wear a pocket square. Just one of those things. Now for the trousers here, we've kept it quite tonal and gone for the light beige. If you're feeling a bit sportier and it was so inclined, you might want to put some washed out jeans with this look. Those also look good. And then for the shoes, probably an unlined chucker I feel would go well with this. This is nice, sort of like a spring afternoon in the country having some nice lunch. But it's a good look, very, very versatile. This is another great look for a high summer, smart casual event. It's quite a confident look, not for everybody. But instead of having the bold jacket and the plain trouser, which is typically what you see in menswear, we've taken this beautiful semi-plain jacket and put it with quite a fancy trouser. The trouser is a Prince of Wales check in a Cheruti high twist wool, so it's beautiful, lightweight, very comfortable for hot weather, teamed with this wool silk linen jacket. I think the combination of different textures, different tones is really, really interesting. I love it. And then the shirt, just your classic clean white shirt, open neck with a very simple pocket square. I think this is a lovely dressed up, elegant summer outfit. And for the shoes, depending on your taste, you could go maybe for canvas or suede espadrille, maybe in dark blue, maybe even like a cream loafer if that's your taste as well. But no, I love this confident summer dressing. Well, I hope I've inspired you in this video. I've really enjoyed putting the looks together. I've definitely got a favourite. I'd be keen to know what yours are, so put it in the comments below and don't forget to subscribe.